Hi, I'm Sue from SueBrook.com and Discover Your I as in your identity.com. I am here with my really good friend Susan Shepard from Getting What You Want. She is a relationship expert and she's been a business coach and life coach, and she's amazing and has all kinds of knowledge. I've been working a lot with her and spending a lot of time with her, so I love the things that she has to say. And I was trying to come up with the name for this blab tonight. I had all kinds of ideas. But your business is called Getting What You Want, but I wanted to emphasize getting what you want. And in relationships, I know that women especially, they really don't know how to ask what they really want. And I know that for sure. And Susan has really great ways of explaining how for all of us to ask the right questions and actually get what we want. And it's not anything about putting men down at all, right, Susan?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all. Because actually, when I wrote my first book, here it is, my first book. It's called How to Get What You Want from Your Man Anytime. Right. And when I'll hold it up a little bit longer so people can actually see it. Okay. So when I wrote this book and I did the first draft, of it, and I sent it to my editor, and she was rearranging things and editing things and changing things and whatever, and I got it back, and chapter 4, which is the chapters that says who has the power in relationship, and I read chapter 4 and I was horrified. I said, oh my God, did I write this? Because this is the worst thing I've ever read. And it wasn't so much that I had written it, but it was the way that she had arranged it when she edited it. And I said, I have to rewrite this entire chapter because this makes me sound like a man-hater. And I am not a man-hater at all. No, I actually am a huge fan of men. I love men. I think men are wonderful. I totally enjoy them. And I think they're brilliant and wonderful. But when I read what had been interpreted to be what I was saying, it sounded like I was a man basher and a man hater. And I'm like, oh, no. So I always tell the men when they read this book, because men usually don't buy this book because it says how to get what you want from your man anytime. And the men who have read this book, generally speaking, hide it inside a Playboy magazine so that no one notices that they're reading the book about how to get what you want from your man anytime. Right. But the men who have read this book, I tell them, I say, go read chapter 4 first, because the first thing that I did in chapter 4 was to make a huge acknowledgement of who men are. Because honestly, I think they're heroes. I think they want to be our heroes. They want to please us. They want to do exactly what we want them to do. But the biggest challenge they have is they don't have a clue how. Because we don't tell them.
That's true. We think they can read our minds, right, Susan?
Yeah. I mean, it's not true. They really are not mind readers. They are just loving, wonderful human beings who want to please the woman they adore and cherish and don't have a clue how. And most women, and I'm making a generalization here, so this is not all. It's never all. I just say it this way because it's easier to say it this way. But most women, they don't know how to ask for what they want in a way that a man can hear them. They hint about it, or they say something vague like, oh, I'd really like you to do something special for me for my birthday.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
I'll go ahead and take you to the hardware store with me, right?
Yeah. Let me take you to the fight.
That's really special to me. The guy, not me.
Yeah. Let me take you to Home Depot,
Yes. Oh my gosh, my favorite place.
Or let's go to the car show so I can look at the hot rods.
Exactly.
Hey, and unless you tell a man what it is that you want them to do to make it be special, they're clueless. I mean, I've watched my son-in-laws. I have 2 son-in-laws, and they're such good guys. Both of them are really wonderful, good guys, and they just jump through hoops to please my daughters. And sometimes it's a challenge to watch because my daughters tend to be a little bit demanding, and because they don't listen to me because I'm their mother. They tell me, We cannot take relationship advice from you. You are our mother.
That's right. Yes, I've seen them rebel against that. It's so funny. But you know what? I teach that all the time. I have been a teacher and a tutor, and as a tutor for kids, it's funny. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. The kids will listen to me. They'll do exactly what I say, but they will not listen to mother at all, even though they said the exact same thing. But I tell everybody, you can't teach your wife, your husband, whatever. You got to get someone else to tell you that. So you're going to have to find them.
It's very true. And the reality is that, until I was just speaking to somebody. I was just speaking to Bruce. And he said something to the effect of, he thinks it's funny that people have life coaches and relationship coaches. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why do you think that's funny? And he said, well, because isn't that what parents are supposed to do? And I said, well, not everybody has wonderful parents.
That's right.
Not everybody has parents that know how to teach that.
And the kids aren't going to listen to them anyway.
And kids don't listen to them anyway. And the reality is, there's this thing about being able to be, a coach is able to be objective and on your side no matter what.
Right.
And he said, how can you be objective and be on my side no matter what? And I said, well, it's pretty easy actually, because if you're really being objective and you're being on your side, you will tell somebody when they're about to screw up.
Yeah.
And make a bad mistake or make a bad choice or make a choice that maybe doesn't look like it's going to turn out too well. And so, but not your parents and your siblings and your best friends aren't always going to do that. They're not always going to be the one that's willing to risk your resistance and your resentment and your anger by saying, that's a really dumb idea.
Yeah, right.
I don't usually say it that way.
Yeah, right. But
I have been known to say it that way, but I don't usually say it that way. I'm actually quite gentle with my clients. I tend to be honest with them. And I tell them all the time, it's all about authenticity. It's about saying what you mean and meaning what you say. And if you say what you mean and you mean what you say all the time, then you get to be really who you are. And one of the things that's true in relationships is people always put their best foot forward at first. At first. And
until they think they got him, and then it's, I don't have to try so hard. Right?
Well, women don't tend to show their meanness until they're sure that that person is not going to go away.
Right. Right.
And we all have a little bit of meanness in us.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
Yeah, I guess. But, going back to what you were talking about getting what you want and having, and men wanting to please. It's funny because I just need to tell just a little mini story of even just today of someone who has offered to help me with some things. And I'm the kind of person that I'm like, oh, nope, I can do it myself. I'm like a little kid. I can do it myself. I don't need any help. And he hasn't said anything until today when I said, oh, you know what? I think I really need some help with this particular project I'm doing. And his text back to me was, oh my gosh, anything for you, with a lot of exclamation points. He was just so excited that I actually asked him for help. And I was like, wow, that's just amazing to me. So it's exactly what you're saying. If you ask, and I came out and I said, I need help with this exact thing. Oh my God. He'll do anything for me right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hilarious.
Well, there is a formula for asking for what you want from anyone.
Right.
And the formula it's really very simple. It's a very basic formula. It is that you acknowledge that person first. Mm-hmm. Make them right about something. Not so much that you're doing it to be obsequious or what is that word? Syncophatic?
I don't know that one.
Well, I don't know. It's SYCHOPHANT or something like that. It means saying nice things because you're trying to manipulate them.
Oh.
And it's not that at all. It's never that. It's like saying nice things because they're true.
Right.
Really being authentic about giving someone a compliment. Like if you see somebody who's wearing something that you really like, just compliment them for it. And not say that people look wonderful when they don't look wonderful, but, tell the truth. And you can tell the truth without being mean.
Right.
You can tell the truth when you're being authentic.
Right. So we have Cynthia in here. If you would like to sit down, Cynthia, we would absolutely love it. If you'd like to click the call-in button, if you're able to, that would be great. Oh, and we have a nice man in here too. Ooh, and inspire people to overcome their challenges. Hi, Michael. If you'd like to sit down, that would be awesome too. We always love talking to men in these blabs because they're very smart and we learn a lot, right?
That's true.
We do.
It's true.
Don't be shy.
I don't think Cynthia wants to step in. She was just going to observe today. Okay, it's her first time.
I would have eyes. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, bummer.
Oh, no. An ice pack.
Aw.
I'm so sorry. That hurts.
Yeah, no kidding. And,
I knew you were having that done today, too. You were talking pretty well earlier, even though you had that ice pack. So, hello, Michael. Michael's jumping in.
Michael. Hi. Oh, there's Michael. Hi.
How are you?
We are very good. How are you? I've met you in one of Robert's blabs.
Yeah.
Robert Stern.
I remember you.
Yes, and Tim Gillette. You guys have become friends, right?
We have. I never knew that you were in the matchmaking.
What? I'm sorry. I can't hear very well.
I never knew that you were in the matchmaking.
Oh, in the mastermind?
Oh, we're not really doing matchmaking.
Oh, well, we're thinking
about doing matchmaking.
I need help.
You need help. We all need help, Michael. All of us need help.
Okay, I have my eye on the lady in the town I live in. Now, she told me on several occasions that she's not interested in a relationship with other people. Now, that doesn't mean that she's not interested in a relationship with me. At least that's the story I'm telling myself. Now, how can I convince her that I'm the one for her?
Well, the way that you do that is you put your attention on her and you produce results for her. So you have to find out what she wants and what she wants from you, and then you deliver it. And that will get her attention on you.
But, okay, how that presents another
challenge?
You have an incredible way with words.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, Michael, so.
I'm impressed. I am so impressed by you. It's incredible.
Well, thank you. And, maybe that would work for you. But really, women like men who produce results for them.
Okay. I'm all about results.
I bet you are.
And nothing else. I produce results far and above the expected.
I believe that's true. So to get this lady's attention, you have to get in front of her and show her that you can produce results.
Okay, now, how do I find out what she wants?
Ask.
I love it.
Seems simple enough, right?
Okay.
That is the title of our blab tonight, is Getting What You Want. And Susan, just to let you know, because I know her very well and we're together quite often, and her number one thing is to get what you want. You need to ask for it. You need to learn how to ask for what you want. And that goes, and she talks mostly to women about that, because women tend to think men can read their minds. And men are a little easier about that. Yeah.
We can't.
I know. We absolutely can't.
It's absolutely true. And I tell all of my female clients that they have to learn how to ask for what they want. And the way to do that is to really acknowledge that person and make them right in some way, and then ask directly for what it is they want from them, making sure that that person is the person that can actually deliver what it is they're looking for.
What can I ever deliver?
Then you have to show appreciation for the effort that's made to move in the direction they want you to go. So there's two parts to it. The men have to listen and take some direction, but the women have to approve and ask and appreciate.
Okay.
That's your lesson for the night, Michael. That's a lot to take in one night.
It's a hell of a lot to do.
And yes, Cynthia, you are absolutely right. Women want to know that they've been heard. So you have to acknowledge that you actually heard what they've said.
Right.
Because I know a lot of men who will listen to a woman and will hear something, and they'll think they understand what the woman is asking for, and then they'll go and make a Herculean effort to deliver something to him, and then they get this to the woman, and the woman goes, well, that's not what I wanted at all.
I realize that.
Yeah. And it's both people's fault, actually. It's the woman's fault for not being clear and specific, and it's the man's fault for jumping to conclusions and going to try to please without really being certain that what he's doing is going to be the right thing.
Right.
Which is a good lesson, where you say, okay, let me just make sure I understood you correctly. Is this what you're saying? What are you really saying, right? Just clarify, ask clarifying questions, right? Rob says both sides just need to talk and communicate. Yes.
Yeah.
How profound, Rob.
Yes. Have a seat.
Come on in and talk to us.
Yes, we love to have people come in and talk to us.
It is true. It is true.
Communication is the answer. You know, it really is. And the problem is, I think, Susan, is people think they're communicating.
Yes.
They're not communicating correctly. So
no, frequently my clients will say, well, this is what I said. And I'm like, and what else did you say?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say anything else. And I said, well, then, you know, when you tell somebody, oh, I want to go to a place that's happening, what does that mean?
Right.
Because a place that's happening could mean something different to every single person at a table of 20.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't make a statement like that. I want to go to a place that's happening. I want to be where the action is. That doesn't mean anything. I want to go on a vacation. Well, where do you want to go?
Give me some details.
Exactly.
I need to know where you want to go. The world is a big place.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. So thank you for joining us, Michael. That was really nice of you.
You girls are absolutely phenomenal.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. So does anyone else have a question for us that would like to sit down in the open seat and have join into this conversation? Because I'm ready to answer whatever questions you have to the best of my ability, which is not always that great. But I try.
Oh, cool. Well, Rob says maybe not now, he's just watching, but we would love to have you on. And of course, Cliff's always welcome. He's always Barry and Cliff. Oh, Cliff was in here. Barry, you can always sit. You have good stuff. And Sharon, I think you're in here. You haven't done your profile picture yet, but if you want to sit down, hopefully we can get you into. So Barry's here. Yay.
Hey, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
Welcome.
Why are girls so hard to figure out?
Oh, because we are circular and you guys are linear.
I'm just teasing. I'm picking on you for that one.
It's all right.
I love the book. I see a man with a book. It's humongous, and it says all the answers to understand women, and it's just blank paper, nothing.
Yeah.
It says at the very beginning, it says, give up. You'll never know, you know. Some of the funniest commercials.
There is an open job for relationship coach. That's my job, and I hire people. So
this is what I was going to bring up a funny point on. It really is confusing. Is there's a commercial out, and it's a great commercial. There's like 5 different five different groups, and all of them are in a car driving somewhere. And of course, the girls are all saying, "I'm starving. I'll eat anywhere." And guess what? Wherever they say is the wrong place. And by the time they get there, she'll order like 4 things before she really knows what she wants. And it's like, how does a man not go crazy?
I have no idea. I feel sorry for you guys.
I mean, is it really that real to I've never really had it that bad with the girls I'm with, but
I have to tell you, there is a script in the very first chapter of my book. And Sue, I wish you had a copy of the book. We could act it. Do you have it?
Oh no, I don't have it. Well, I could have to go look at it. I might have given it away.
So I'm just going to tell you what it says because when I wrote this, I laughed so hard about this. I thought it was funny. Oh, it's Clarissa. Hi.
Hi. So happy.
Hi, Clarissa. Welcome.
Hi. How are you?
We're great.
Oh, thanks for coming
So
in.
I was just about to tell this little scenario. So here's an example of the way men and women communicate. So Kevin and Katie are driving in a car. Okay. Kevin says, "What do you want to eat?" She says, "I don't know. What do you want?" Actually, she does know, but she doesn't think it's appropriate for her to say. Kevin says, "You get to choose. I'm taking you out." He wants to please her. Katie says, "I had Chinese for lunch. She'd really like Italian, maybe some lasagna, but she's afraid he will think she's too fat and shouldn't eat lasagna." And then Kevin says, "So you don't want Chinese then?" Stating the obvious and waiting for a clue. "No, what do you feel like having?" Hoping he will come up with a suggestion of Italian. "I don't care. I could eat at McDonald's." He really doesn't care. He's just hungry. "I don't want to go to McDonald's." Insulted now because he thinks she's a cheap date that he can just take her to McDonald's. "Well, where do you want to go?" he says. "I told you I don't care." She still thinks she wants lasagna, but from an Italian restaurant. And he says, "But you seem to care since you don't want Chinese or McDonald's." He's starting to get frustrated. "Why do we always have to have this argument? Can't you just pick a nice place to take me so we can just enjoy ourselves?" She wants him to read her mind and pick the place she wants to go without her having to say it. He says, "I just want to take you somewhere where you want to go." He's not a mind reader. She says, "Why can't you be the man and surprise me?" Still hoping he's suggesting Italian. "All right, then we will go to the 35er for burgers. At least he can get a beer, and there might be some of his buddies there because this date is getting really to be a drag." She says, "I hate that place. It's so gross and loud." She doesn't want a burger. She already said no to McDonald's. "Well, how about suggesting something that you really want?" He's still trying to please her. "Why do I always have to decide? You never want to go where I suggest anyway. We always have to do what you want to do." Realizing they are now arguing and she still isn't getting what she wants. And he says, "I'm trying to get you to tell me what you really want to eat, but fine. I'll decide. He's angry now. We're going to Dave's Steakhouse. It's nice. A nice sit-down restaurant, and you can order anything you want from a quesadilla to a steak dinner. She says, that's a nice place, but isn't it a little far away? And I'm not dressed to go there. I'm hungry now, and you just don't care about me. He stops the car. Fine. I'm not driving anywhere until you pick what you want to eat. Here are your choices. Burgers are out. Chinese is out. Dave's is out. What's left? A salad, Mexican, Thai, sushi, pizza, or hot dogs from the push cart. What do you want? She says, how about pizza? She's thinking he will finally come up with an Italian restaurant that she likes. He starts driving again and pulls into the Domino's parking lot and says, we're here.
You know, I just posted a YouTube. Have you ever seen Weird Al Yankovic, Trapped in the Drive-Thru? Have you heard that song?
No.
It's hilarious, and it's exactly what you said. They're at home, and she's like, well, I'm hungry. What do you want? Well, you want to get something? Oh, my God. That's one of the funniest things you'll ever hear. You have to see that. I've never seen the YouTube, but anyway, it's a hilarious song. Same exact thing. They won't say what they want.
Yeah.
That reminds me back in the 80s, sorry, girls, but there was a commercial of 31 Flavors ice cream. And of course, the guy says, that looks good. Are you hungry? She goes, I don't know. Probably not. And of course, she's saying yes. He just, you know, it's just so funny. I tell a lot of men, I'm hitting 50 soon. So I finally have figured you girls out. We need to understand. Don't talk to the one you're dating. Talk to her friends. What does she want? What does she like? Learn all of her secrets that she won't tell you. And this is terrible. If you're in a romantic part, if you're kissing and she's not going to tell you, how's a guy know he kisses bad even? You know, it's like, come on, just tell us. You know?
We were having that conversation the other day.
It's just so funny. Like guys like me, we have to step out of the box and hear it from other women what girls like. So I know what a girl likes. It's so funny. You can't get it from the one you're with.
It's only too true.
And it's that song, you know the one you're with. That's so funny. That's exactly what they're singing about. They won't tell us.
That's in my book too. In the chapter on sex, it talks about how men think they're great lovers because they've been lied to by so many women. Yep.
So Clarissa, what do you have to contribute? What's going on, girl?
Look. Come here, give me a look.
Oh, yay.
Hi.
Is that him? Is that the lucky guy?
Yeah.
Well, get in here. Let's talk here.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, Susan, why don't you go ahead and talk to these guys? Let's see.
So what do you think about this conversation we've been having about how women don't say what they want and men are supposed to be mind readers?
She's pretty direct, actually.
Well, that's good.
We're pretty
She
simple.
should be, considering that her handle is "You're just a dumbass."
We have very direct communication on things. If she wants ribs, we go get ribs. If she wants salad, we go get salad. But
That's a good plan, Clarissa.
never any guesswork involved.
You're doing really well, Clarissa. You know?
Thanks, Sue.
Too funny.
So what's your story, Barry? What's going on with you?
Y'all make it sound like it's simple. I was with somebody 18 and a half years. It wasn't that simple. I'll tell you a couple of secrets, guys. If there's any guys on, I'm looking. How many guys out there? Two secrets I do know. Doesn't matter if she says yes or no. Shut up. Let her watch her show and rub her feet. I mean, it doesn't matter. Girls love to feel beautiful. And I have not heard one yet complain of a guy being a weirdo that'll comb your hair, because you used to have that when you were a young girl. Mom did it all your life. They don't know what it's like being an adult anymore. When a guy like me did it, freaks them out. They know, guys just don't do that. You know, it's like freak them out. Do something they're not expecting.
You know, it's really nice. It's really nice when somebody does that. One of the things, I'll tell you a little story. My mom had Alzheimer's, and she was really, really, really sick, and she was in a nursing home and really didn't know any of us, including my dad. My dad kept saying, yes, she knows me. She knows me. And I said, well, you may think she knows you, but she just recognizes you because you come every day. But my dad was one of these macho guys who was like in control of everything. And he was like the president of every organization he ever joined. And he was really not what I would consider to be a sensitive guy. And he was a good man, but he just wasn't very sensitive. But when my mom was in that hospital, you know what he did every day? He would go there to the nursing home. He would turn off his hearing aid because he couldn't understand what she was saying anyway. He would paint her fingernails, curl her hair, and take her for ice cream.
Aww.
And it was the most amazing thing that I saw happen in my, really, between my parents in my whole life. It was just amazing. Anyway, that's my little story. So,
So how long?
That's an awe. It is.
So Clarissa, what's your fiance's name?
Grant.
Hi, Grant.
Hello.
Hi, Grant. So how long have you guys? So I mean, can you tell us your story on how you got together and how this all happened, and any tips?
What the fireworks started when they boom.
We met 1 year ago online in Google Plus in the Hangout community.
Oh wow!
Had absolutely nothing in common, and I mean nothing in common. But we saw something in each other. I don't know even how to define it, but we just kept wanting to get back online together, and within a month we were on video as often as we could with each other, and then looking at potential as opposed to what we were about now. Where did we want to go? Did where we want to go make sense? Because where we were both at the time didn't make sense. So
were you in the same part of the country?
No, she was in New York and I was in Alabama.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So did you move to New York then?
I went to New York, she came to Alabama, I went to New York, she came to Alabama, and then we started spending more and more time together in real life. And
that's awesome. And then when did you move to New York?
It was about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now we're inseparable.
That is awesome.
That's a great story. I love that story.
Yeah, more and more people are meeting online. I mean, and I think this Blab thing is awesome. We're trying to come up with how we can get some people together on here because we're meeting some amazing people on Blab, So
Yeah.
So you're doing what, Clarissa?
Go for that. You know what I mean? I really think that, the funny thing is, remember I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but I was developing an online dating concept using video, and I was
You said that. I remember you said that.
And I was piloting it in Google Plus, and then my own concept worked on me.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Some good bragging rights.
I bought the domain name blablovematch.com, so we might have to talk and see if we can put something together.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I started Love Lab. And I was thinking that I wanted to do something because there's a lot of singles on here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're looking like you could turn on a Friday or Saturday night. Lots of people looking for love, want any single ladies, you have all these people that are trying to just set themselves up. So,
I'm totally willing to do a matchmaking thing. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
All right, gotta go, guys.
Oh, Barry, don't you throw us out on us. Come on.
Y'all just gave that one away. I had to throw it out there.
Barry, are you in Boston? I can't remember. Was it?
Austin.
Where are you?
Hey,
Austin.
Austin,
Not
hey,
Boston.
Austin. Boston's a little too cold for me.
Tell me, just answer my question about Austin. Is it all flooded there?
Oh, no. Well, outside of us, it got flooded towards San Antonio. They have a town called New Braunfels and one San Marcos that really got 13, 14 feet and inches in 1 hour. So that's a lot of rain.
Really? Yeah.
And it's happened twice now this year.
It rained here today in Southern California.
Yes, we got rain today. Water falling from the sky. It's so exciting.
It doesn't happen anymore. Anyway, so what's your story, Bear? I mean, how long have you been single? Are you looking? And
I just stopped counting the days, so I let it go longer than I expected. I've been on a couple of dates, but I haven't really had a serious relationship. Fixing to be a little over 6 years. It freaks me out. Where'd time go?
No, it's been 10 for me.
I'll give a compliment though. I probably needed that much time to really be ready to date the next one because I don't want to think of my past. You know, I want to be on a fresh start. You know, so really,
you know,
I got
I have a system. I have a system. Do you know that?
She does.
Well, I think we talked about it before. Remember when I first met y'all? Almost
I think maybe we did, but my system is a 5-step system. You know, I can tell you pretty quickly what the system is.
Yeah, what's that? Because our goals, there's certain rules. I know the older we get, the more we can't be so picky, but there's certain.
Oh, you can.
But there's certain rules I cannot go past. You know, like.
So, all right.
I have a best friend. I need a best friend. And
I'll tell you the system real quick.
That's hard. It's hard to have a lover that's your best friend.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
In this generation, it's not easy because everybody, they're in a hurry. They want to work. They want to do all this stuff. So really, I'm trying to get people to slow down and have fun. Make money work for you. That's what I do. Remember, I'm a coach. So I make money work for me. I don't work for the money.
Right.
So go ahead and tell me your 5. Let's go into that.
All right. It's called Love with Class. So it's a mnemonic for class, CLASS. So the C stands for clarity. What do you really want? Do you want to get married? Do you want to live with somebody? Do you want a next door neighbor to travel with and have sex with? Or do you want a booty call? What do you want? So, but it's not just about relationship. What do you want? It's what do you want your life to be like as well? What's your lifestyle? So that's the first step. Yeah. Okay. The second step is called love yourself. And you have to be able to love yourself enough that you've got love left over for somebody else. Mm-hmm. And my whole system for the love yourself thing is that you have to go out and meet 40 people from the opposite sex who are outside your comfort zone so you can see what else is out there. Because if you don't, you've been disappointed so many times and you start out like this and you get disappointed, and you're looking for somebody that fits in that little description that doesn't exist. So unless you go outside your comfort zone, yeah, that's the one. Yes, exactly. So you put people through the funnel and you only get the little ones that are left. So if you go outside your comfort zone, you can stretch your perception of who's out there. And I have a lot of examples about that, but that particular step is you go and you meet 40. Yes, I said 40. 40. That's 40. Outside your comfort zone. You don't date them. You don't have sex with them. You find out who they are, what gets them up in the morning, what excites you about them, what you don't like about them, and really get to learn what's possible out there. Because otherwise you keep attracting the same people over and over and over again. So that's the second step. There's a lot more to it than that. I don't have time to tell you the whole thing. Then the third step is to learn how to ask for what you want. And that's for both men and women, that you need to acknowledge first, then ask, and then appreciate any movement. The fourth step is the first S, which means you need to have success in the essential ingredients in a relationship. And as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 things that are essential. And if you have the 3, you've got enough for a foundation. If you are missing any one of these 3, your relationship is doomed. And the 3 are chemistry, which is the easy one.
Yeah.
Compatibility, and compatibility is with your deal breaker issues. And you have to know what your deal breaker issues. And that second step, you can help you identify what your deal breaker issues are. If you have a deal breaker issue, even if you've got somebody that's 99% what you want, you go and that 1% is a deal breaker, you need to walk away. Because
like if you have kids, you don't want that. Yeah, Barry?
All right. Here's something I've learned, and I did find something. If I find somebody that's almost 100% of what I am, it's one of the worst things I ever could have a relationship with.
Well, I'm not saying they have to be the same.
I mean, because we would be the most boring people because we do exactly the same. And you will have fun if you're in love. But the thing is, there's no fire. There's no competition.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no, this is what I really dream for, is I want to have somebody that has talents I don't have. Yes. And I want to give them a talent that they can't have. And we can make a major fire together with that. We can really have fun, to where we're always doing something the other one can't be. I mean, like I couldn't do it without her, and she couldn't have her gifts without me. That's sort of what I'm looking for.
Right.
I want to have
No, you're absolutely right. And I'm not saying that you need to find somebody that's 95% who you are. That is not what I said at all.
Talking about like mindset style, or
I'm saying you got to find people that do not have deal breakers.
right.
Like wanting kids or not wanting kids,
Yeah,
or smoking.
that's different. Well, see, me, I want kids, but I'm gonna hit 50, so I'm gonna have to marry a young girl, or I'm just gonna have to go on and do what I'm probably gonna do in the future. I'll just become like an Uncle Barry and just help out young kids forever, like I've been doing.
I know a lot of single guys that get married in their 50s and have kids.
There's a nice thing being an Uncle Barry is I don't have to take them home. You know,
Well, true.
I
That's
don't
true.
have to have the real challenge. I just get to have the fun time with them. You know.
True. All right. So you want to hear the rest of
Yeah,
this?
keep on. I can
A little
pick on you more, but go ahead.
I know. Okay. So I said chemistry and compatibility
Mhm.
and love with respect.
Yes.
Okay. If you're missing the chemistry, you end up being roommates. If you're missing the compatibility, you end up with somebody who's 30 years younger than you and wants to have kids and you don't.
Yeah.
Or lives in Australia and you want to live in New York. Or, smokes and you can't stand it. Or it could be anything. But if it's really a deal breaker, you have to walk away. And then the love with respect, if you are missing either love or respect, you can love somebody and not respect them. You can respect somebody and not love them. If you are missing that, somebody's going to cheat.
Yeah.
So if you've got all those things, you've got a foundation. You've got something to start with, at least. Doesn't guarantee it's going to work. But if you're missing any one of those, from my perspective, and I've been doing this a long time, I've been doing this about 25 years.
Right.
What I see is that if you're missing any one of those ingredients, it's going to fail at some point. It may take 20 years. But
well, that's something that I'm really trying to work on people. I'm not a professional coach or nothing on that kind of relationships, but just everybody I've seen that's been married and got divorces and the ones that are still together, I notice a big difference between them all. One of them wanted to work together, the other ones didn't. It's like year by year they grow farther and farther apart. One will grow up and one will stay down here. They think so far apart they're no longer even friends.
Right.
And the ones I did notice, they grew up together, and no matter what happened, they just were always wanting to be hug, kiss, cuddle.
You kind of got to commit to being a team.
Right, and that's what I want. That's what
you're on the right. You're on the same team, no matter what.
And this is, girls, don't slap me, but of course I'm a man. Every man loves sex and loves romance, but the thing is,
So do women.
we can't have it every hour, every day. I mean, if a guy would, we'd be the stupidest men in the world for staying where we're at. But the deal, I've learned the secret is women, I can only be around them so many hours a day if that's going to happen. So what do I do the rest 23 or 24 hours a day? I mean, because we don't have sex every day. I wish it happened that way, but that's not always true.
So let me tell you a secret, okay? And I absolutely believe this is true. And I always should get validation from the women in the room and the women in the seats here, is that women like sex just as much as men do.
I know that. Yeah.
It's not socially acceptable for them to say so. And
no, go into this then. If you're girls,
one more
you
thing.
Tell the truth to the men. I know why women like it, because it's not sex to them. They like sex, but it's not the same as a man's kind of sex.
They want sensuality and
it.
seduction.
They want that romance. Correct.
It's sensuality and seduction.
Correct.
But the reality is that I'll tell you a story. You want to hear a story?
Wait a second. I want to ask Barry, what is man sex to him? What does that mean?
Well, a man, I'm not saying every man, but most men is like, you give a dog a bone or something, he doesn't chew on it, he just swallows it. He wants it now. I don't want to spend time and build it up. I want it now. And that's sad. Men don't understand the power. If they would slow down and have some fun and tease, that's where it builds up so much more.
Okay, so here's the story I was going to tell you, and it totally relates to that. Okay,
you understand where I'm going. I'm not insulting.
I know, no. I get
dumb it. At first, nobody tells the difference of a woman's romance.
Because women need to teach men how to satisfy them.
Correct.
If they do not teach a man how to satisfy her, each one, because it's different for every woman, then men are operating in the dark.
Right. Well, we're not a woman. We can't feel all the stuff women feel. We can imagine it.
Grant, go for it.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Most men are operating on what they've seen on pornography, and
Exactly.
they think that's what an ideal lover is, and that's what, you know, because they've been acclimatized to that, and that's what they think sex is about.
Stupid soap operas. Yeah.
So here, let me finish my little story. So I was flying to Europe one time, and I was in the back of the plane, sitting in those seats in the way back of the plane, and there was a gentleman sitting next to me, and he was flying to Milan, and I'm like, so where are you going and why? He says, well, I'm speaking at a conference in Milan, and I'm like, oh, and I said, and we were talking about relationships and books and, you know, all kinds of stuff. I think I might have told him about my book or something. And he says, well, you know, women over 40 don't like sex. And I went, what?
That's not
really.
True.
I said, what did you say?
Yeah.
He said, well, you know, I'm a medical doctor and women over 40 don't like sex. And I'm like, where did you get that information?
All right. So I want to go into something that I did my homework. Is this true or not what science says? Usually a man from the age of 18 to 25 is the highest he loves sex. But a woman doesn't really like it until she's around 38 to 45.
You are absolutely right.
That's when women want it more.
Okay, so let me finish the little story.
Just making sure that everybody understands.
No, you're right on track. Okay, so I said, I think you're wrong about that. And he said, well, me and my friends, we all think that that's true. And I said, well, you and your friends are clueless. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, where is your wife? Why is she not with you? Oh, well, she's home with the children. I said, how many children do you have? He said, 4. I said, really? How old are they? He said, well, they're 3, 6, 9, and 12. I said, oh. And I said, and why is your wife still at home? Well, she's still nursing the youngest one. I said, at 3? He said, yes. I said, did she nurse all of them that long? He said, yes. And I said, oh. And I said, well, let me ask you this question. Was your wife ever a slut? Did she ever really like sex? He said, oh, yeah, in the beginning she did. And I said, well, did it occur to you that she might be tired? I said, that woman has been pregnant or nursing a child for 13 years.
Yeah.
I said, what do you do to seduce her? Or you just go home and say, oh, let's do it, baby. You know, and I said, women don't like
different.
Women don't like bad sex. And I said, you're absolutely right. Women don't like bad sex, but you know, it's the woman's responsibility to teach a man how to give her good sex, but it's also a man's responsibility to make sure she's got the time to enjoy it. And if she's been nursing or raising kids all by herself, because you've been a doctor and out running around the world, speaking to the world and telling them how wonderful you are, I kind of got on my soapbox a little bit with him.
Obviously.
But I told him, I said, you know, women don't like bad sex. It's not that they don't like sex. Women love good sex.
But again, Susan, it's the women need to tell them,
yes.
man, what they want,
yes.
so they know if it's good or bad. So that they want, it's, you know, just, I feel sorry for men. I really do.
Well, I feel sorry for them too. But then when you make a blanket statement like women over 40 don't like sex, that's pretty dumb.
No, it's just ignorance. People don't know the truth.
Right.
They just.
And he should have known better. I mean, he was a medical
doctor. He didn't
doctor.
do his homework. I tell men, do your homework.
Yeah.
You know. I've done stuff I will never be embarrassed again, but I've walked up to girls after I broke up with my ex. I walked up to strangers and just asked them honest questions I couldn't ask her ever, you know? And guess what? They taught me more than any girl in a book could teach me. I mean, because they told me the truth, you know? And what's so funny, some of them thought I was coming on and they wanted to go on a date, and I wasn't ready to date, you know? Because I sort of freaked them out because they said they wish their husbands or boyfriends would ask them those questions, you know?
Yep.
And I think, this is my opinion, so if I do ever find a girl again, I'm looking for a serious one, of course. But I want us to have fun talking about it, like hints and jokes and, you know. If
Absolutely.
you like something, I love teaching women something men love.
Do you know that you can do foreplay for a week?
Oh, it's phone foreplay is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's like teases, like, you know, girl, you can't wait. You better dress up tonight because you have no idea what I'm taking you. Or, you know, like, dude, he's going to get lucky if he knows it or not. Just make her feel like a beautiful girl, you know? But back what I was bringing up is the fun that I've noticed about relationships is you got to have that hot date night. because guys forget that after 6 months or a year you're with someone, where did the hot date night go? Where did those fun, it sounds terrible, but silly things like throw her on the bed, tell her you can't keep your hands off her, it's like compliment her, hopefully she'll do the same back.
Kitchen table.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are teases that I've learned that really women don't want that to stop. That's why you love soap operas.
So Barry, you would be in high demand if you just put yourself out there and go meet some women.
That's the funny part. I wasn't ready, but now I think I'm probably ready.
You might be.
Right. No, I think you're amazing. I think there's probably any girls in here interested? Go ahead. Just put a little.
Just put a 1 if you're interested at all.
No.
There we go. So
it's gonna be cute. Come on, ladies in Austin, Texas. Come on.
All right, now, girls, I do like this thing about girls. Girls love bad boys, and I did understand that. Finally, they don't like bad boys that are really bad. They just like a bad time, like get on a crazy rough road someday. Go do something they're not used to doing. Take them somewhere, scare them a little bit. Put that
go outside your comfort zone.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if I get married or something, I'm going to go out and have some crazy stuff I wish I could have when I was young. I've never gone and made love on a football field. That'd be a blast, just to do something you won't forget. Doesn't mean if it was good or bad. It's just a place you won't forget,
Yeah.
And it's not because just for sex. I want to have a candlelight dinner there, something romantic, that we can just remember forever.
Okay, so I'm coming to Austin.
No, it's so simple. Like, girls, tell me if I'm right. I've been reading so many of you girl books. It's hilarious. I'm learning your secrets. It's like, it's just romance. Romance will bring on sex. Am I correct?
Yes.
So it's not asking for sex first and then asking to do it later.
Here's the thing. Men want approval, appreciation, and sex. Women want acknowledgement that they are smart, appreciation of all the effort they put forward to take care of everyone, and sensuality.
They like to feel wise, too. Women don't like to feel stupid. They like to feel wise.
That's the first one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that's what you meant on that.
That is exactly what I meant.
But they're very...
they just want acknowledgement that they're not dumb.
Right. They're talented.
If I could interject, I find women like it when you pay the bills, treat them with respect, bring home flowers, take a few moments out of every day to say, hey, you're the only woman in the world for me, and things along that line.
We'll go over that. That's a secret I do. When do you bring flowers?
They're all good.
That's what I love. When do you bring flowers?
As often as you can.
Well, I try to surprise people to say, have you ever made a hot bath and put roses floating in it and a candle dill and have her a deal of wine and not even be there? I read that from one of the most romantic books out there. That's when you can't help it. She ain't going to forget that day, Or I've done one to my ex. I wish I would have thought before I wasted a lot of money, but I spent over $200. Where she went to a foot, what do you call that? Where they do your feet and your hair and everything all in one day. It's all day where they just do your whole body,
Spa.
It was like a whole spa, and her friends got to go for her birthday, and I spent that, and they still tease me about that, and that was like 8 years ago.
Wow.
Well, you got a lot of points already, so.
You really do. You have a lot of points.
All right, girls, I'm scared of y'all, so I'm getting off.
We have quite a wonderful room full of people, and we have Susan Shepard with us today, a relationship expert. And
bye, Mary.
All right, y'all be good. I'm just playing around, but honestly, girls, y'all are great. It's just I'm still, holy crap.
Barry.
We're always wrong. That's the thing. Men were always wrong.
Listen, Barry. Barry, call me and have a conversation with me. No, not about.
I'm here every day. I see you on here every day. We'll find.
I know, but I do what I call a strategy meeting, and I'll have a conversation with you.
Well, you can help me write my book. Maybe I'm putting out a dating book.
Okay.
What did I really do wrong? Is one of my websites. What did I do wrong?
Before you go, we're doing the Discover Your I books, and we've done Discover Your Identity, and one of the next ones I think it's going to be really soon is Discover Your Intimacy, and we want authors to write stories in the book, so you should definitely write a story.
Okay, I'm going to be a bad boy, and I'm going to be honest. Has a guy ever noticed He pushed a button and he didn't know she liked it. And did you learn from that, or did you be a fool and forget it? Because I know women, you'll hate me, but a lot of women don't even know where their good spots are. You know, it's funny.
Well, that's true. No,
and
no,
if
you're
a man
absolutely
does
right.
something that she wasn't expecting, dude, you need to learn and take that to your advantage, because that'll bring a lot of points on your side.
You are absolutely right.
And it doesn't mean I'm talking about a G spot, a girl spot. I'm talking about massaging, doing something she does not get very often. You know, that can lead to something.
All right, you two, get a room.
You know, I was just gonna make a comment on one of your earlier comments, Barry. I've learned 3 sentences that save a lot of time and energy, but you really have to mean them. You're right. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
It's sad, but it's the easy way to get out of a fight.
But you have to mean it. You have to mean it.
You have to mean it.
You have to
And
listen.
I hope
Dad,
the women
after
will
we
understand. This is something that I know men will never understand this. We sometimes want to do something and we don't want to be interrupted. And that's usually when the women want to talk to us the most. And it's like during a football game or during something you're really trying to read. And we don't mean to be mean. It's just like, can you wait a moment? And I know it's important to you, but to us, we're not that smart. We don't know that's that important that you need me to quit everything I love just to give you a moment. And that's why I tell guys, if you're willing to push pause, if you got that on a TV or something, take it to your advantage. It'll save you years and years of trouble.
It's not that we're not smart. It's just we're not emotionally smart.
Yeah, but that's what I meant. We don't think like they do. All right, women, y'all agree to me. I'm gonna go right this. A man, here's a proven fact. A man every day thinks of under 1,000 different things a day, but women think over 10,000 thoughts a day. Correct? Your brain goes crazy every day. You think of so many questions. Like one of my favorites, if somebody looks at you and winks, a woman can think like 100 ideas. Did he like me? Is he coming on to me? Does he know who I am? I mean, you women go crazy. Us guys will say, whatever, and just go on. We don't even care.
I'm hot.
You know? It's like, dude, whatever. I don't even know who that is, and it's done. But women, am I true? Y'all will go on forever wondering what was that? What all did that mean?
And 3 months later, still be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the guy that was there and gave me a wink? And gosh, what was his name? It's funny. Women never let that go. And that's why I'm saying the difference of a man and a woman. We're not stupid on purpose. We just don't care.
Well, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. And it's just like men are not dumb. Men are dumb about what women want, but that's the only thing they're dumb about. Men are very smart about everything else.
I think it's the funnest to learn what women want. It takes years of practice with who you're with, but once you learn what they like, oh man, don't lose it, because once it's gone, it's hard to get it back. Because when I lost the one I was with, I still knew all the secrets, but the love wasn't there anymore, So, all right, girls, good night, y'all.
Bye, Barry.
Always a pleasure.
Come see us again.
That was fun.
So if anybody wants to jump in and join the conversation or ask a question, that would be great. We'd love some of you singles in here to do that. You guys, do you have any things that you want to throw in here? I mean, you guys.
Yay, Bruce!
Bruce is here. We have a limit on time here.
Does he talk?
Hi, Bruce.
Does Bruce talk a lot?
Yeah, a lot. So we have a timer. We're going to set timers. No.
Wow.
Where's your phone?
Look at him getting all verklempt already.
Okay. Well, I'll start it out then.
I don't have my wine bottle. Okay, so I just got to throw something in there real quick before you start. We've got a lot of new people in the room, and I know if you're just joining us, I'm Sue with SueBrook.com and Discover Your I is in your identity.com. And I'm here with Susan Shepard, relationship expert, and I did put in the chat box there that you can go to gettingwhatyouwant.com and get her free book, her ebook for free. If you want to hold it up, Susan, How to Get What You Want from Your Man Anytime. And don't be, if you're a man and you don't think that book applies to you, believe me, a lot of men really love reading it. It's awesome. You'll teach you a lot of stuff. It's a great book. And also we created it's very, very new, called blablovematch.com, and we'd love to have you join our email list, and we're going to be doing a lot more blabs. And we're meeting a lot of amazing, amazing single men and women, and we just love to talk about this stuff. And Clarissa, thank you for joining us. You're kind of on the same, path as we are, so jump in some more. So Bruce, what do you have to contribute to the conversation? You have any questions for Susan?
I just wanted to know if Susan's foot is better.
It's a little better. It's not as swollen, and I don't think I actually broke it. I think I just bruised it pretty badly.
That's good. That's good. Because when the massage, comes your way, I want you to be ready for it. So.
How cute is this?
Well, she doesn't know, does she?
No, Clarissa doesn't know.
Clarissa. There's interesting stuff going on here behind this.
So
we have a little love match.
I swear, it's adorable. I love it.
I've met someone on Love Batch too. I'm meeting him next weekend.
Yes.
Coming to
Get out of here. Okay. When?
You know who it is.
When?
You know who it is, right, Clarissa? Clarissa, you know who it is, right?
Maybe.
And we're very excited for you.
Anyway,
we did not know. We did not have any idea when we got on Blab that there would be results coming from meeting people on Blab.
Listen,
how's that?
Hangouts. I mean, it's the same thing. Live streaming.
I know. It's better than Match.com.
It is. It is.
Oh, it's great. No, there's some really amazing people on here. And to be honest with you, I don't know, Clarissa, you know this, but I've been single for 10 years and completely happy single. Not looking, not wanting anybody, completely
That's
stay away from
12.
That's
really?
That's how.
How about 24?
Not wanting anyone in life, mind you. No. Very resistant to the process.
Oh, me too, hugely. It was not looking, nothing. And then it's like, I'm being pursued right now, and it's like, okay, I don't know how to handle this. Do I really want to get into this? But hey, whatever.
I'm so excited for you. This is such a cute story. I can't wait.
I know it's going to be fun.
It's going to be so romantic and cute. I can't wait.
We'll videotape things and see what happens. Who knows? We might not even get along.
Oh, you will. You already.
Yeah. No, he's great.
Have a read on chemistry. You already have read on attraction.
Well, we'll see what happens.
More will be revealed,
But you know what? I'm going to bring this up just because we're talking about this right now. But one of the things that Susan teaches in her teaching is to go outside of your comfort zone when you want to find someone. And we know that we all tend to choose the same kind of guy that we've always chosen. It could be the guy that was like our father. It could be like someone in our family. It could be like the same husband. Susan and I had a huge conversation about this yesterday. And you going outside of your comfort zone is really, really important. So, for example, one thing for me is with this person that we're discussing, one of the things that is not on my list is a child. I don't have kids, and I'm not interested in raising anybody's kids or having that. But this person happens to have a 9-year-old daughter, and this is outside of my comfort zone. But I'm not going to. I'm going to give it a shot, and we're going to see what happens, and go from there. So getting outside of your comfort zone is a really huge thing. I don't know, Clarissa, did you do that with Grant at all?
Oh yeah.
Well, for Bruce, you don't know anything about me. I'm a behavioral scientist, researcher, and author of a very tongue-in-cheek relationship blog called "You're Just a Dumbass."
Right.
Right. And I was chronicling all of my online dates, real life dates, just the crazy shit that happens in New York. And the thing is that this was my comfort zone. I was like, nope, they must be in New York. And because I would go into video and there were a bunch of people that were like, oh, I would like to date you, but I'm in California. I'm like, nope, right? And then here he is. He's like, I'm in Alabama. I was like, no. Right? And and then listen, this was the craziest thing, because here I am. I live in New York and people everywhere, right? So I'm like, this has to be the craziest shit I'm ever going to do. I'm going to get on a plane and go to Alabama to meet a guy where I'm passing like 30 million men to get on a plane to go meet. So that, you know what I mean? That right there was like
outside your comfort zone for sure.
Right. I'm like, I'm going to go meet like someone in Alabama.
You buy a gun at the airport.
So me and my girlfriends are having like dinner right before I do this, and I'm like, am I losing my head? And they're like, look, you could buy a gun in the airport if it doesn't work out. And I was like, so yeah, it you have to take risk. You know, I joked around the other day because I was like, you know, we could take risk in finance, right? Or you have to, they tell you diversify your portfolio, take high risk, do this, all that. But then we don't do it in love and then wonder why we're miserable. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I could only date within my zip code, you know, but when I sat back and thought about it, really, I live New York, you don't get to see people anyway. We're always too busy. Like, you know what I mean? You're always working. You don't get to see them. So what was the difference of a long distance or them being in my zip code? I wouldn't see them anyway.
Wow. That's amazing. That is such a cool story. Wow. I love it.
Sue, you remember this because in a couple of days, girl, you're going to be like, oh, LAX.
Oh my gosh, I know. But see, you know, when I told everybody, I don't want any relationship, and then unless, and my thing was, unless he lives on the East Coast and he's an entrepreneur and he has the money to fly back and forth, because I didn't want anybody right here. I want a long distance. And then there's this person that's like fits the description, and now it's scary.
Isn't that the cutest thing though?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. He's not in.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, I just want to let you know, Susan, real quick, that one of your clients, Sharon, is in here, and she would like to share some of her stories. So whenever we have a chance, we'll get her in here. So,
okay.
Anyway. So,
all right.
Did you have something to contribute? Real quick? Huh? What? Did you have something to contribute or a question, Bruce?
Really, it was just a way to get to see Susan again, but I can certainly do that from the sideline.
I love this dude. Or this.
Oh, too funny. Okay, well, we'll put Sharon in here, and you got to stick around then.
Very good. Good night, Susan.
More will be revealed, you guys. You never know.
He's adorable.
Yes, he is.
How cute is this?
That's
Kick
great.
Kick me.
Okay.
Are you leaving?
Yes, Sharon is going to take his seat.
I thought you had to work early.
I do. I got to get to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
So
bye, Bruce.
Good night. See ya.
Bye. Nice meeting you, Clarissa. And Clarissa's
Grant. His name is Grant. Grant.
Grant.
Yeah.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Nice meeting you, Bruce.
Hi there.
Bye, Bruce.
Incredible. See you later.
Bye.
Kick me out, because I can't.
All right, you're out.
All right, very good. Okay, Sharon, go ahead and call in. Here's Sharon. Very excited here. See if we can see her. She's brand new to Blab, her very, very first time. That's why she doesn't have a picture up yet. Luckily, we know it's her, and hopefully her connection will work. So, I hope we can get her in. And then Craig had some questions. There she is. Oh, you got your haircut. Look at you. I didn't recognize you.
Yeah,
Mary?
and my hairdresser told me that she kind of styled it like Marilyn Monroe. I'm like, okay. And at the last minute on Halloween, after doing my daughter's costume, I'm like, what am I going to wear? And we had a blue dress that looks like a Marilyn Monroe, her white one, but it's blue. And I thought, oh, what the heck? And I was shocked at how many people like instantly, oh, Marilyn. I'm like, okay. So
very cool.
Interesting.
So wait a second. Susan, can you see her? Because I can't see her.
No.
Okay,
We are
Sharon.
audio only. Sharon.
The three of you just went to audio only for whatever reason.
Yes.
No, yeah,
If you can-
you're audio only for us.
Yeah, we can't see you. You can try refreshing if you go to your browser and just refresh it. And if that doesn't work, you have to restart. But go ahead and try refreshing, and we'll see if we can get you on there again.
Yeah, you might not be able to get on.
Yeah, go ahead and refresh, Sharon. Try refreshing. I don't think she can hear. Craig actually had some stuff here. He said, admittedly, I stayed with one woman too long, trying to figure out if I should stay in the relationship I'm in now. So we'll get you on in just a second, Craig. We'd love to hear. Okay, there you are, Sharon.
There you go.
Do you have any questions or contributions to the subject, Sharon?
Well, it was fascinating listening to this and
Oh,
shoot.
And hearing that you two women, Sue and Susan, are finding men, and Sue, you like are anti-men, like no relationship, nothing. So I'm very curious about this Blab thing. So
well, we're gonna try to play with this and see if we can do some matchmaking on Blab. Actually,
Yeah.
There
are some
potentially.
Very fun.
We got some good potentials already. I mean, Barry has a lot to offer.
I noticed that.
He's adorable. He's adorable, and he's in Austin, Texas. I actually have an ex-client in Austin. I think I'll introduce him over there. Former
Good idea.
So, Sharon, I'm going to ask if you could try to restart your computer because we can't hear you very well and we can't see you still. So maybe if you completely restart your computer and come back, can you try that?
I'll see what I can do.
No, you're there.
It took me over an hour and a half to try to get on. I tried my desktop, my laptop, my tablet, and then finally my phone.
Okay.
You're on now. I can see her now.
We can hear you.
I can see her now.
Well, I can't.
You can't see
I can see Sue, but the other two are audio. Clarissa and Susan are audio.
Huh.
Okay, this is weird.
That's really weird because I can see you just fine now, Sharon.
Yeah.
And at one point it said to notify that I'm on, and I did that. So.
Well, it's working now for me.
It's a little challenging sometimes. I know I couldn't get on the other night at all.
I can see all you guys. So I don't know. Yeah. How about you guys in the chat box? Can you see everybody? Oh, you can't. So I guess I'm the only one that can see you, Sharon. Go ahead and try to restart.
That's because you're in the same town as her.
That doesn't matter. Susan, you are so not helpful. We're in the same town.
Thinking I need to upgrade the Wi-Fi on my laptop.
No, you're like perfect right now. And Craig says he can see everyone but Sharon. Okay, try restarting, Sharon. Go ahead and just restart your computer and come back. I think you can.
Okay, kick me off, because I don't know what to do.
All right, goodbye.
Are you guys everything's okay now?
I see everybody.
Okay, Craig, why don't you go ahead and have a seat? Because you
jump in. We want to meet you. Say hello.
Yes, yay, another guy. We love talking to these guys.
Oh, what the heck, right?
Hey,
hi.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good. How are you guys?
Where are you?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
I want to visit there.
love Atlanta, Georgia.
And my volume I don't have a headset, so my volume went down as soon as I logged in here. So.
Oh, you sound great. It sounds good.
That's better. I can hear you now.
That's fine. We can hear you.
No,
so tell us your story. What's going on? You're in a long relationship that's not working?
Yeah, well, it's been about 14, 15 months now.
Yeah.
So it's I was in one relationship way too long, about 6 years. I knew a couple years into it I should have gotten out of it. And I'm an idiot. I just stayed in because we both actually got along really well, but this circumstances and other things that.
So what was missing? Of those things I said, chemistry, compatibility, and love and respect, what was missing?
Probably love and respect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
We had chemistry, lots of compatibility. So, but yeah, but anyway, I got out of that relationship finally, and then actually started another one about, like I say, about 14, 15 months ago.
So have you ever been married?
Yeah, I was married for about 10 years. It was a disaster, and it just went completely different direction. It was a huge mess. 6.5 year divorce, and it was just nasty.
Oh, yikes.
I ended up, we had 4 kids, and I ended up with custody of my kids for about 3 years.
Oh, boy.
So it was that kind of situation.
Oh, boy.
So let me ask you this question, and I ask everybody this. So did you have an idea before you got married that there was stuff that wasn't right?
Yeah, I did.
I thought so.
Family tried to tell me, but it was one of those things. They also didn't present it very well, so
right.
End up trying to.
See, it's my theory. I mean, I've been doing this kind of relationship work for about 25 years, and I started out doing couples, and what I found was that most of the couples that I worked with knew before they got married what the issues were, and they went ahead and got married anyway. And I'm like, why would you do such a crazy thing?
Yeah, young. I mean, I was really young too, so I was 23. Yeah. So
yeah. I think the age has something to do with it. I think the fact that you're in it, and this part is so good that you're saying, oh, well, we can fix that.
Yeah.
We can handle that later. We can deal with that later. And the reality is that you can't. Those things, when they're really deal breakers, they're going to come back and get you, even if it takes 20 years.
Yeah, and it took a little while, and and 4 kids later, and it was just it was ugly. But yeah,
so
I got
how old are your kids now?
Oh, 13, 15, 16, 19.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, got one in college. So
and you still have a relationship with them though, don't you?
My kids or their mother?
Yeah, your kids.
Oh yeah. I mean,
good.
I have split custody, so it's week on, week off, and yeah, I spent a lot of time with them.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Like I said, I had them 3 years on my own. So when one of them was. I had a 3-year-old. Just me.
And we're going to do some advertising for single dads.
Yeah.
No kidding. Wow.
So I got the dad part down. I think I do pretty well at that. And I really pay attention. I got 2 girls, 2 boys, and
wow.
I pay attention to my girls. And I'm pretty close to them, and pretty close to all of them. But
and what's your life like there in Atlanta? What do you do?
I'm an IT guy. I do the boring stuff.
Oh, you're a geek.
I do for fun. I do photography and a couple other things.
Oh.
Well, that's fun stuff. But geeks are wonderful,
Yeah. Well, when you got a personality, it helps too, right?
Yeah. Or are you a geek or are you a nerd?
I'd self-describe, and I guess most of the time I'm a geek with a personality. So I can actually talk to people. I've done sales before. That kind of thing. So
that's a good thing.
Yep. So real estate for a while. So.
Oh wow.
So I can get out. I'm not afraid to meet girls and stuff like that. And
so what's going on with this current lady that you're still seeing and don't want to be seeing, or?
Well, it's not that I don't want to see her. I'm crazy about her, but she's just super busy, overwhelmed, and all the we ran across one little hitch about 6 months ago, and it hasn't been the same since. And we still talk every day. We still get along, but there's just the spark is just kind of out right now because she's way overwhelmed. Her business is not doing too well, and she's just I'm trying to support her and do everything I can to help her, but I'm trying to figure out is it me? You want me out?
It's very challenging. When you have a business, it's really challenging.
Absolutely. It's really challenging sometimes, but she's got this whole independent streak too, that she wants to succeed completely on her own. And I'm like,
gee, we don't know anybody like that. We don't know anyone else like that.
Yeah.
Not me, not Sue, not Clarissa. No, we don't know anybody.
It's not that I want anything to do with her business, like legally. If we're ever to be married, I told her, I'm like, I'll prenup. I'll never own or try to take part of your business or anything. It's that I don't even want that. I just want to succeed with somebody in everything I do. You know, help build your business, you help build mine, and go from there. So,
Right.
Yeah. I actually suggest to my older clients, anybody over the age of 40 that has any history or any kids or anything, that they always should have a prenup, because even if the only thing you have to leave, is pictures.
Yep.
Because my dad, after my mom died, he married this woman who was just about a year older than me, I think, maybe 2. Anyway, they were married for about 8 years, and then he died, and she divided up all his possessions, and she made these photo albums of all the photos that he had, and he sent them. There were 6 of us. She sent these photo albums to us, and they had all the wrong pictures in them. You know, we had pictures of everybody else's kids except our own.
Nice.
Like, why didn't you let us do that?
Yeah, really.
What a concept.
Yeah, I preach it to my kids now. I'm like, my first one is such nasty divorce that I'm like, you're an idiot if you get married without a prenup these days. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have a history and you've got stuff, you know, from a first marriage, especially if you have kids, you know, you have to protect your kids' interest. Yep. And I think that it's really important that you protect the interests of your children, because they get really upset if they don't get stuff. I know mine. They get really protective of their dad, and I mean, he's been dead for quite a while, and but they're still extremely protective of him, and not that I wasn't, because I've been protective of him too. So
yeah,
it's not. We didn't get divorced because we didn't have love. We did have that. We had other issues.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, I'm in one now. I don't want to sit in it too long, because, you know, I want to meet somebody that's got the same goals. And you know, I'm 46, man. I gotta do something before it's too late. So.
Well, I don't think it's ever too late.
No,
it's not. But, you know, I'd like to, you know,
I'll tell you a secret.
I want to share my life with somebody.
I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay. So, Thursday is my birthday.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah.
Mine's coming up too.
And, as old as I am, I'm not giving up.
Oh, so you're still single now as well? Huh?
I am. I've been single for about 25 years.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. Yeah, I hate that. I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm happy alone. Don't get me wrong.
No, I was single by choice for all that time, and I don't know that I would ever at this point. I mean, I'm going to be 72, so you know, that's why. What's the point? Why would I get married?
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah.
You know, unless there was a financial reason or something else. What would be the point?
Right. Very true.
So, anyway, I'm going to say bye to somebody. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, what do you think you need to learn in order to move on?
About her, you mean, or myself? Or?
No, about yourself. It's always about you.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, I mean, I think I know. You know, my answer. I'm just trying to. I know I've got to have a good conversation with her, and kind of, you know, if we can meet on the goals and the timing, great. If we can't, then I got to move on. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you have somebody that's almost what you want.
Yep.
Almost perfect. I tell my clients as I'm working with them, it's like the hardest ones to walk away from are the ones that are almost what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, this is so good, and this is so good, and this is so good, but then there's this.
Yep.
And you go, is this going to destroy all this? Because it can.
Yeah, and it really can. So that's kind of where I'm at now. So anyway. All right.
Well, all right. Does anybody else want to jump in and talk?
Sue,
where'd you go? Hello? Come back. My co-host has abandoned me.
Looks like it. She jumped off there. So, all right. Well, it was great chatting with you.
Well, thanks for jumping in. It was really nice to meet you. I followed you so I can keep track of you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Craig. Hello. Anybody want to talk to me? Look, our whole following has dwindled. I have Kristen is still here. Pastor Rebecca is still here. Alex. Do any of you all want to talk to me? Because if you don't want to talk to me, you know what? I'm going to say goodnight. Because we've already been on for an hour and a half. And we had such a great discussion, and I think we sometimes go too long on these. So unless somebody jumps in immediately, right now, you got 10 seconds. 9, 8. All right. Anyway, I'm ending this. So I am Susan Shepard. The name of my company is Getting What You Want. I'm happy to talk to anybody about relationships. If you want to talk to me, go to my website. My phone number's there. Call me. Or send a request to have a strategy meeting with me. I don't charge for strategy meetings. I just have a conversation to see what you're struggling with, what you want to know, and if there's some way that I can be of assistance to you. If I can, I'll tell you. And if I can't, I'll tell you that too. So, Susan Shepard, Getting What You Want, and have a great night, you guys. I'm signing off.